back or sitting forward in the chair. So the whole concept, I'll just start and stragglers will come in. We have to reward those on time. The whole concept of breathing has to do with really the intake of chi is the breath. And so the more oxygen we get into the body, the more chi we have, the more energy. And so many of the exercises work on expanding the chest and getting the interaction of the lungs predominantly in with the white blood cells for the immune system. So it's all interrelated. Different organs affect the white blood cells, but the essence is getting as much oxygen into the body as possible. So this actually will help anyone, regardless of exercise, of Qigong, of you can be a better runner, you can be a better swimmer, you can walk across town easier if you have more efficient use of your lungs and it build up a higher capacity of the lungs. So we'll be doing exercises to teach you to use different parts of the lung as well as increasing its capacity. So the first thing is I want to show you that there's many different ways of getting oxygen into the body. And we're going to work on predominantly first is bringing in the oxygen through the nose right down to the belly into the lower diaphragm. And this is called bellows breathing. So we're going to wake up our chi, wake up the energy in the body by thinking of a bellows as like an air for the iron worker who's pushing on the ember and it glows. So we're going to push energy into our glowing ember in the lower diaphragm and make our energy hotter and hotter and hotter. So how we do this is by breathing in through the nose, a really quick intake by sticking out the diaphragm, lowering the diaphragm, sticking out the stomach, and it just brings it right in. So it's a sniffing. Now, how we sniff actually is with a sucking in of the diaphragm. Sorry, doing it. How we're doing is we're pushing out first to let a vacuum bring the oxygen in. So bringing in the stomach pushes it out, but then relaxing. There was a vacuum, so it sucks in the oxygen. So by pushing in the stomach, then I blow out through my nose. And you see that I'm sucking in the stomach, which pushes out the air. And what this is doing is increasing my muscles in the stomach. So if someone is having a hard time breathing, it's because muscles are weak. So we're building up a strength of this muscle by sucking it in and pushing out the nose like a fan. And then the ember of the energy glows. So we'll try it on your own. And as you relax, the oxygen comes in. So you do 5 times pushing out. And then breathe naturally. So because it's hard for all that oxygen to come back into the lungs, and you might get lightheaded. So we want to breathe naturally. Anytime during these exercises today, if anybody feels lightheaded, stop, just breathe normally and make sure you sit down, because there could be some lightheadedness because of the extreme ins and outs of the oxygen. So we'll try that again, bringing in the stomach really quick, pushing out through the nose. And then you relax. so you can breathe. We'll try it again. And relax. And if you can, try it faster and faster. Take a breath. So it's pushing. I don't know if you can hear the air go out of my nose, but I'm pushing it really hard to build up the muscles here and to let the action breathe it in and out in a very hard action in the nose. So we've done two things. One is we're waking up the body. We're waking up the chi action in the body. The energy is starting to get warmed up. You can warm up energy by running, or you can warm it up by stimulating where it's being held into the lower diaphragm of the body, which in fact is the center of our entire energy system, is in the lower dantian. It has its own dantian center, the lower, center, upper, are three different main locations of our chi, but also this is the center of the whole body, so it has a double purpose. We'll try it one more time, see how, if you can do 5 or 6, blowing out as you relax. That's when the oxygen comes in. Okay, now also breathing can balance our system. We have a right and a left side of the brain. The right side of the brain works the left side of the body. And all of this is controlled really, and can be controlled with the breathing. So if I take my fingers, these two fingers, and close my nose with, actually these two, I don't know why I keep making mistakes today. 2 fingers on the third eye and the other ones on your nose. I want to breathe in, relaxing the left finger, breathe in through the left nostril, close it, breathe out through the right side. Breathe in through the right side, close it, and then breathe out through the left side. Breathe in through the left, close it, breathe out through the right, breathe in on the right, close it, breathe out on the left. So try this on your own. You're breathing in on one side, out on the other, and then stay on that side, breathing in again. Close, breathe out on the other, breathe in, close, breathe out, breathe in on the same, close, breathe out on the new, breathe in, close, breathe out. Try that on your own rhythm. So what this is doing is it's tricking the mind. The mind has a 90-minute cycle. If you might have noticed sometimes when you have a congestion in your nose, that it switches. It actually, which side of the nose is congested might switch about every 90 minutes. It's because when the right side of the brain is active, it's stimulating the left side. The blood vessels are working and it's getting hotter and it starts to get stuffy. Then when the left side of the brain 90 minutes later starts getting active, the other side gets stimulated, heating up, more blood is flowing, that heat creates the congestion. So what we're doing is we're kind of balancing out that not only one side of the brain is working, we're going to have both sides working more efficiently, and so that it balances everything out. It actually can clear the nasal passage if you do this over time. So something to do in the morning, again, after we started activating the qi. Now we want to balance the qi, that both sides are working equally. And it's a signal that we have more efficiency of the body and not really only working on one side versus the other. Now the next exercise is more of a meditative exercise. And we want to try to breathe. The rhythm of the universe has a 12 hours, 12 day, 12 night, but actually that 12 can be divided into 8 and 4. It's 8 of action, 4 of relaxation, and then 8 of sleep, and 4 of kind of slowly getting back into the rhythm of activity. So we want to try to breathe this way as an element of just calming the body down and getting it in a natural, balanced state. This is not the way that we breathe all day long. It's just a meditative practice and a way of trying to teach ourselves over time how to slow down our rhythm when it is necessary. If we're running a marathon, obviously we don't want to slow it down. We want to be very, very fast. We'll work on that exercise coming up. But how do we use our breathing to calm down the body into a meditative state? Is counting our breaths. So if I want to breathe in, we'll start by just breathing in with a count of 5 in and 5 out. So as we breathe in, you can breathe in through your nose at this time. It's probably more efficient. So we breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in and out. In, out. In. Now hold it. Then out. And hold. In. Hold. Then out. Hold. And in. Now hold 2. Out. And hold. In. Hold. Then out. Hold. In. Hold for 3. Then out. Hold. In. Hold. Then out. And hold. And in. 6. then hold, and out for 6. And hold. In for 6. Hold. Out. Hold. In. Hold. Out. Hold. In for 7. Then hold. Out 7. Hold. In. Hold. And out. Hold. In for 8. Hold. Out for 8. Hold. In 8. Hold. Out 8. Hold. In for 8 and then hold for 3. 4, I mean. Hold 4. Out 8. Hold 4. Hold. Now try on your own without me counting. If you can only hold 6, just hold the 6, but try if you can. Holding 8, excuse me, breathing 8, holding 4, breathing out 8, hold for 4. And just see if you can have this slow down rhythm, or as stretched out as you can. We'll just do it a couple of times. In. Hold. Out. Hold. In. Hold. Out. And hold. So over time, you'll be able to do this quicker, get right into an 8-4 rhythm, 8-4 in, 8-4 out. And it's also very efficient at nighttime. If you're really hyper and you just can't seem to slow down and get to sleep, you can do this as an exercise to try to actually calm yourself down, bringing down the rhythm really slow. It will help you sleep at night. So it's a good exercise. It takes a while to be able to really be able to stretch out the breathing, but it's something that you have. The Qigong is work, energy and work. So this is the work part of trying to do some exercise. Now, we want to continue with the types of breathings and try to concentrate on different parts of the lungs, of being to get more efficient in using the muscles to bring in oxygen. So we're going to start with just the lower diaphragm. But to know that you're calm up above and not using any of your chest area for energy, you want to put both hands on the body, the stomach, and the chest, but only have your lower hand moved as we breathe in. We push out the lower hand. As we breathe in, we push it in. And we feel also the back. You're actually pushing against your spine when you breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out by pushing in the lower muscle. Breathing in. Breathing out. Only moving the lower hand. You're not moving the hand, your stomach is moving it. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Now do an exercise and hold your back. And when you breathe in, see that you can't feel the oxygen coming into the back. As we breathe out, we're pushing against the spine. Breathing in, we actually feel expansion. Breathe out, it collapses. Come back to here. Again, only the lower diaphragm is dropping. Stomach goes out to make it happen, and oxygen fills the lower chamber. Now, when you breathe out, we're going to start using the upper chest to breathe in. So first breathe out by pushing the stomach in. Now breathe in the upper chamber with the chest. Breathe out with the chest. In on the chest. Now you might want to tighten your stomach muscle in order to get more action up in the upper chamber. By tightening the muscle, not pushing it out, but tightening it, it gives you more power to breathe out, in and out in the chest area. So again, breathing out, pushing the muscle in, stomach in. Can be preset. Breathe in now in the upper chamber. In and out, in and out. Seeing only one arm moves. Now, there's one more area of the lungs that we rarely use. It's only about, I'd say, 3 to 5%, but that's an extra amount of oxygen to get in. If you're competitive sports, in competitive sports, that 5% might put you over the top and let you win. Where is this area? It's actually the shoulders. So if I am calmed down, you can put my hand on my legs, and when I breathe in, I bring up my shoulders, all of a sudden, I got some extra air up here. Breathe out by bringing the shoulders down. Breathing in with the shoulders. Breathing out, let them relax. So in with the shoulders, out with the shoulders. One more time. And out. Now we're going to put all of this together in what's called a wave. So we're going to start in the lower diaphragm, bringing in oxygen, continuing to inflate by bringing more oxygen in up here, and then continuing even further, bringing it up in the shoulders and creating a wave, and then in reverse to put it out, to push it out. So we start breathing in with the stomach by pushing in with the lower diaphragm with the stomach, then the lungs up here, then the shoulders, then out. Out chest, out stomach by pushing the stomach out. Breathing in, sorry, by pushing the stomach in. So breathe in, push the stomach out, push the chest out, put the shoulders up, and reverse. Ending pushing the stomach in to push it all out. We'll try it again. Now what this is actually doing also, it's massaging the spine. So see if you can feel a massage going up, a wave going up and a wave coming down right through the spine. Not just the front part, but the back is getting this massaging as we start down here, move up here, move up, and then out. So try on your own rhythm, remembering to start in the lower as I breathe in, out, in, out. Now the last is to see if we can do that with one gulp. And it's called breathing like a child, an infant's breath. An infant has the ability to the entire lungs open and contract at the same time. But we're not making a wave, we're opening it, the whole thing, and collapsing the whole chamber, the whole lungs. So it might be helpful to start in the lower area, but then instantly fill it all up. And this is how we can, if we're running or swimming or walking long distances and we're getting tired and we need more oxygen in, use the whole lungs. So we'll see if we can breathe in everything at once. And you see, by training the different muscles, you're able to use them more efficiently. And you'll be able to have more energy because the oxygen is really the intake of energy for the body. That's where it all starts. Now, we breathe differently according to our activities. When we're in the meditative state, we breathe in and out of the nose. This is when we want to be as calm as possible. But if you are highly in a very active activity, running, swimming, jogging, fear, heavy level of fear, you're going to be breathing in and out of your mouth. And many people say, well, what's the best way to breathe? Depends what's going on. What happens, however, is you might get stuck in a certain method of breathing, but need more oxygen. If you need more oxygen and you're only breathing in and out of your nose, you're inefficient. Or if you were scared, the situation put you into a very fearful situation, and you're breathing in and out, hyperventilating, but the fear is gone, but you're still breathing in and out of your mouth. You can't calm down. You have to train the body now to come back into another method of breathing. It will help calm the body down. So we will do an exercise to show that it's like a cycle of breathing according to the activities and the level of activity. We're going to start by breathing in and out of the nose, and at your own pace, in and out of the nose, and breathe 10 times in and out of your nose. Now the next level is just in one breath, sniff through your nose 10 times. So I'll do it, maybe I'll do 4 to show you how I'm doing it. I'm just going to only breathing in 4 times. Now breathe out, relax. Now try it. If you can only go 5, it's okay. See if you can just sniff in 10 times. Then out. Okay, it's a transitional period. What actually is happening is it's creating an action in the back of the throat that changes the mentality and the activity of chemicals and hormones that are starting to move around in the body. Now, the next level of activity is, if we're going to start breathing a little slower, is breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. So we'll do this 10 times, starting at a slow pace, but you can build up the rhythm a little bit faster. And now we're going to go in and out of our mouth. And here, if we were running or very excited, it's going to be faster. This is when you're panting. Breathe in and out of your mouth a little faster, and then as fast as you can. Now to slow down, in through the mouth, out through the nose. And slowly getting slower. If you get lightheaded, stop and just breathe normal. And slowing down. And then in a slow, nice, mellow pace, in and out of the nose. We use the whole body up. So what this exercise shows you is that you can change your rhythm, that you know ahead of time. Anytime you practice something ahead of time before it's needed, you're more efficient when you do need it. So that you're building up the ability to use different muscles in the body. You're strengthening those muscles so that when you do have to use them, they're ready, they're stronger, and something to do on a regular basis, not just one time. Building up the abdominal muscles, building up in the ribs, there's actually muscles in between every rib going in actually 3 different directions, and you're expanding them and stretching them. When you expand them, it brings in more oxygen. When you collapse them, it helps push it out. By doing these exercises, you're training all of these muscles and you're strengthening them so that you can be a better breather. And the ability to get more oxygen is more chi. More oxygen is helping the immune system. So what we want to do now is show with some of the exercises how we will breathe differently to be more efficient in the exercise. So for instance, if we start wanting to do the lower diaphragm muscle, what organ is down here? Is the small intestine. So if I want to massage the small intestine and work on, if it was one of the 12 organs, work on the lower intestine muscles and meridians, then I want to do a lower diaphragm breathing. So here we can stand up, and if you recall, the exercise that we have that will use the lower diaphragm and the small intestine is where we are punching with one arm at a time. So our legs are shoulder widths apart, and I want to punch through the center. And as I push out, I want to push the air out by pushing the stomach in. Now, what's happening is you're making yourself more efficient, and you're taking any strain off your back with this exercise. If I push out, I will either fall forward because of the extra weight. I will either try to counterbalance by going back, which strains the back. But if I want to be nice and upright, when I push out, by bringing in the stomach, it counterbalances the weight that's out there. Now I can do this exercise perfectly without straining the back. And the next part is like this. And then breathing in, stick the stomach out. So now I'm massaging the small intestines. I'm massaging the meridian lines that are necessary. We won't go into them this time, but just know that you're doing it. And you're strengthening the muscles all at the same time. So as I push out, breathe in. The other arm, pushing out, bringing the stomach in. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Always using the lower diaphragm. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Now, I want to do something that will help me bring in oxygen in the shoulder area. So we have a very important exercise as we come into the prayer position. And what this is going to do is help me use an entire column through the body, opening it up. As I come up, I breathe in. I'm going to sink. Don't you sink, but I want to stay in the picture. But you put your hands up and you feel it. Breathing up here, looking up, breathe out as I push it down. Breathing in, way up in the shoulders, breathe out. I'm connecting myself to earth as I breathe in, connecting to heaven, breathe out. And then balancing my right and my left, breathe in. And I'm opening a column right through the center, breathing out. One more time, breathing in. And breathing out. And come up to the center. Now, many people never think about the sides of your lungs. So we're going to do something that will help bring in oxygen to the sides of my lungs. So as I push my hands out, palms down, I'm going to bring one hand pointing away and the other hand above my head, pointing up, the palm pointing up, and now tilting as I breathe in. This tilting and breathing in expands the side of my lungs. Breathe out, come to the center. Again, palm out on the spine, palm up on the top. Tilt the other way as I breathe in and expanding the whole side of my chest. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. One more time on each side. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And then relax. Now, another one of the 12 organs. I just want to double check one thing. Okay. One of the 12 organs is for the lungs itself, and it's the dragon clears a path. And here we're going to be working on the front of the chest, front of the back, and the side. Each motion will be attaching the muscle. The muscles will expand and contract in different parts of the lungs. So as I go away, you don't see my feet. My feet are just pointing away. I don't know if I can tilt this so you can. Yeah, sorry. So I'm pushing away. Just to see the whole thing. And as I breathe in, I'm bringing my hand around behind me. That's the front of my chest. Now it's the side of my chest. And now it's the back of my chest. 3 sides of the lungs are expanding. It's hard. We're going to put in a lot of oxygen, 3 times worth, as I breathe in, continuing to breathe in, and then breathe out. Now, if it's hard for you, okay, just emphasize the first breath in and emphasize the last one of the breathing out. So we'll try that in a motion without stopping. Breathing in. Breathe out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Using all of the lungs, lower, middle, upper. Breathing in. Breathing out. Whoops. All right, if I disappeared, look at the other camera. I have a technical difficulty. All right. Go like this if you can still hear me. Okay. Now, the next one is actually, we brought in 3. Let's exhale a little more. So we're going to do the exercise of iron, shoulder width apart is our legs. So I just breathe in, sinking, breathe out. Breathe in, sink, breathe out. Breathe in, and breathing out. Emphasizing the out. Breathing in, emphasize breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Whereas the first exercise emphasized breathing in, this is breathing exercise emphasizing breathing out. Breathing in, and then really pushing it with your hands, pushing it away. Breathing in, feeling chi against your hands as you breathe out. Breathing in, and then breathing out. And then relaxing. And now a balancing, yin-yang balancing. As I breathe in, I'm following energy come up the spine on the back. As I breathe out, I'm following it come down the front side. And then I'm breathing in. If someone has a mobility problem, you can keep your hands at this level and then breathe out. If you can go all the way around is the ultimate. But if there's a mobility problem, don't worry. Just do as much of the motion as your body allows. And relax. Okay. So now I'll open it for questions. I hope that with this computer that works.